Yes, everybody. How are we all doing? Hope we're all good. Great win today. But I want to just nip something in bud. All we get is like, oh, you're a fake fan. That's all I get. I'm a fake fan. And so many other Arsenal fans, you're fake fans because our standards are up there and we've never let them drop. When we moved to Emirates in 2006, we were told, be patient, be patient, be patient, be patient. And then we're going to compete with the world's top clubs, top elite clubs, on the pitch, off the pitch. And we've only just started doing it. But when we criticise Arteta, oh, you're negative, you don't know what you're talking about, you're a fake fan. Or when we criticise Arsenal, you're a negative, you don't know what you're talking about, you're a fake fan. It's because we've got standards, people. Because I've seen Arsenal win 3 Premier League titles, I've seen FA Cups, I've seen Coca-Cola Cup, I've seen the Invincibles, I've seen the 97, 98 era. I've been an Arsenal fan for 34 years. I know people that's been an Arsenal fan a lot longer than me who still criticises the club and criticises Arteta. And, like me, we praise Arteta and praise Arsenal when it needs praising, and so do they. So all you get is when you raise your standards, because this season we've played so bad in so many games and scraped games. Wolves, we made them look like a top 10 side when at the time they were bottom of the league and on course to break the Premier League record for the least points ever in Premier League history. Rob Edwards has turned that round a little bit, but they're still going down. We looked bad against Everton. We were absolutely dire against Liverpool at Anfield. We were absolutely horrendous, shambolic against Liverpool at the Emirates, especially in that second half. They passed it round us and made us look like we were top 10 and they were top at league at the time. We were really bad against Man United in some spells. Nottingham Forest, really, really bad. So when I call it out on other people and say it's not good enough, why should we be called a fake fan? Why? Because some of these people what say, and everyone's entitled to the opinion, but what I don't get is when people keep saying you're a fake fan to me and so many other people, when we've seen Arsenal live, we've watched them for many years, and if you ask some of these people, not all who says it, but if you ask some of these people what keep saying, oh, you're just a fake fan or go and support another team, they wouldn't even know Bob Wilson is, Charlie Nicholas is, Frank McClintock, Pat Rice, Jules Gramondi, Slovan Wiltord, Nelson Vivas, Liam Brady. They just won't have a clue. Mark Overmars, Emmanuel Petit, Alex Meninga, John Lukic. They wouldn't have a clue who these players are. I don't claim to know everything about Arsenal Football Club and the history of Arsenal Football Club, but I know a few things. And other people who I know a lot more than me. Yes, they've supported them longer, or even if they haven't supported them longer, they know more than me about Arsenal. But it's just so lazy where a comment, oh, you're a fake fan. Some of these people, like I've just said, they don't even know who Charlie George is, the famous Charlie George lying on the ground in 1971, FA Cup final against Liverpool in the yellow kit, just laid there. They wouldn't even know. And I proved that when I mentioned it in one of my live streams when I said about Arsenal. And all I got is, oh, history means nothing. History means everything. When you support a football club, you must know, you don't have to know everything, but you must know some history when you support a football club. Because that's lazy. If you don't even look back at 5 years ago, 10 years ago, do you know what I mean? I was nowhere near born with Charlie George era. Nowhere near. But I know about it. I know the 89, the famous Mickey Thomas, when we went to Anfield and we didn't have no right to score 2 goals against Liverpool on that night at Anfield in 89. But some of these people won't even know anything about that. They don't know who George Graham is. They don't know the legend David Dein is, and legend George Graham, as I just said. It's just pathetic. Now, moving on for today's game, fantastic performance, and this is what I keep saying. All we want as fans, me and people with these standards, what never drop as an Arsenal fan, we want to see that free-flowing, fast-passing, a lot of intensity, a lot of urgency football. That players can just express themselves and play with freedom and really go. We've seen it against Inter Milan, Bayern Munich, Tottenham, Atletico Madrid, Aston Villa in second half. We've seen it against Leeds a bit last week. And we've seen it today, not properly, but scoring goals. And we've seen it again today against Sunderland. That's all we're asking. Because I know, and so many other people, how good this team is. I know how good Arsenal Football Club is because I've seen it, like I said, the games I've just mentioned, the Aston Villa second half, when that switch goes, when Arteta allows these players to play with freedom and express themselves, yeah, this is it. Me, fake fan, I have even came out and said it live on many of my streams and said, this team can beat absolutely anybody in the world right now because how good our defence is. Our defence is world class and Gabriel and Saliba are the best centre-back pairing in world football. And everybody knows who watches my streams knows I have watched Saliba from going straight back on loan to Saint Etienne, then to Nice and finished at Marseille in the Liga, the French league. And he is my favourite player. But going forward, I still do not trust this team yet. Just lately, we're seeing goals scored. But this is what we want because in 97-98 season, that team, when people keep saying, oh, this team's better than that team, it's not. It's not better than Invincibles. It doesn't even come into the conversation. Because in 97-98, in 8 games, that team kind of had the game wrapped up at half-time. So, you know, this is where people, oh, this team's just like the 97 Invincible. No, it's not. No, it's not. When we see games like today, yes, we struggled. It took, I think, 42 minutes for Zubamendi's first goal. But it helps when we can kill teams off because we've got games going thick and fast. We're in a final. We need to be killing teams off to then rest players for these big competitions because they're only just starting to come. But once they start coming, that's it. The FA Cup's back. The Champions League will be coming again. We've got a final on the 22nd. We've got Brentford Thursday. We need to start being able to rest players, and that will help if we can kill teams off. And today, I just want to say, Victor Gyökeres, I never doubted you once. I watched you in the Premier League when you were playing for Sporting Lisbon. I've seen a few games when you were at Coventry City. You're a killer. You're an absolute goal machine. I knew it. I've played striker myself at a high level when I was younger. I had trials for Norwich City. I didn't make it. Wasn't good enough in the end. But I know a good striker when I see it. And I knew as soon as he come to Arsenal, it would be a success. Not as big a success as I wanted it to be. I did say he will score 20 Premier League goals. So I am going to get that wrong, I think. But there's a chance if he keeps doing this and he starts scoring more in every game, but he's got to keep playing. He's got to keep playing. So what I want to say is, with Victor Gyökeres, is that I'm a big fan of him. And if you look back at his goal against Leeds United when we played at Emirates, it was fantastic the way he ran down byline, shrugged players off, and he's very good with that shoulder barge. It's not often anyone pushes him off that ball, and he kept running. And all his first instinct was, I'm putting that ball in net. That's just a goal-getting attitude. That's what he did. Drove it low, straight in net, goal at Emirates. The goal where he chips it over Jan Sommer's head, into blind goalkeeper with a side foot, perfect power, and that's the sign of a good striker. That good shit average strikers don't do that kind of thing because that ball's rolling. Some rubbish striker would absolutely smash that or sliced it or hit it completely wide. He literally perfect cushion on the side foot, height perfect and power. Against Leeds, box in box type of goal today. You look at that goal today where he's falling on the floor and he generates that power while he's falling on the floor, literally on the floor. You can only think of a couple of players what would be able to do that and generate that power. And one of them's Haaland. And off the top of my head, I can't think of anyone else. So, just want to end. We ain't fake fans. We've got standards. I've never been a fake fan. Other people I know are not fake fans. Our standards are up there. They've never, ever dropped. Like I said, when we were told in 2006, first game of season, against Aston Villa, Olaf Melberg scores, then Gilberto scores, 1-1, and we're all thinking, why have we moved from Ibra to this? And then we were told, be patient. So we were. Then we were told we will compete with top elite clubs on the pitch, off the pitch. We've only just started doing it. So I'll end on this. We ain't fake fans. And the people what say it, not all, but the people what say it probably don't even know who the people I have mentioned in this video. Have never even heard of them probably. And they call you fake fans. Like I said, they probably wouldn't even know David Deanbo. So now we have to win this Premier League or the Champions League. And I think now we should be asking for 2 trophies. We should be demanding 2 trophies. Go and win that Carabao Cup. The first stepping stones happened. We've got to that final. Now let's go and win it. And let's breed that confidence into some of these players who've never even reached the final of their career. and let's go and win that Premier League as well, because we have to win that Carabao Cup and a Premier League or Champions League. I think if it's just a Premier League or Champions League, yes, it'll be fantastic, especially if it's Champions League, and I'll put my hands up, people. And people know this. I will admit when I'm wrong, and I get a lot of things wrong, and I get a lot of things right. I've already said, if we win the Champions League, I would give Mikel Arteta a statue, and I don't even like him. So, there we go. Let's keep winning. Brentford Thursday, but we need to start resting players because the competition is going to come thick and fast. Just thought I'd share that, people. Let me know what you think. We ain't fake fans. We have standards.